everybody to the Hard Rock Club Coaches Lunch. Welcome. Happy holidays. Today lunch is on the Hard Rock Club, so welcome everybody. Now that won't be every time, but I'm in a really good Christmas mood, so a very giving mood, so happy holidays from the Hard Rock Club. So thanks for coming out on a cold day. You know, it's more important to get the coaches and the kids up here to talk, but we have some Hard Rocker athletes of the week. One of them was Brevin Walter. If you came to watch the basketball games tonight, had a spectacular finish on Saturday night, but he scored 27 and 24 points, adding 9 rebounds, 7 assists in the win over Regis. He's from Las Vegas, and of course he made the buzzer beater in overtime to win the game. Very exciting game on the men's side. And then we have Madeline Heiser. She's here to talk today, and she scored a combined 18 points, adding 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals in the win over UCCS, 6 rebounds and 5 assists against Regis. So she's going to get up and talk a little bit. You get to hear from her. We also have Trace here, and even though he's not on my list, he was the player of the game in my opinion. I mean, that kid did not miss. And I think his play of the game wasn't necessarily his three-pointers, but it was the steal that led to another three-pointer, another player making a three-pointer. So he definitely is a player of the game. And then we have a record breaker in the room, too, that I want to point out. JC Stubbs, she threw a shot put and broke a school record, so I'll let Joe elaborate on that just a little bit. Just a couple of announcements. Of course, we'll be on the road this weekend. We go to Colorado School of Mines Friday night, 5 and 7 o'clock, and then we'll be at Metro at 4 and 6. I'm actually going to take the bus and ride with the teams, and we're going to do some alumni events in the Denver area, so I'm kind of excited about that. We'll see how my body can handle riding on a bus. Let you guys know the next lunch, because I'm sure I'll still be complaining about it. But I'm going to hang with the team, so I'm pretty excited about that. And then our next lunch will be January 3rd, so right after the holidays, so please don't forget to come to that here at Pizza Ranch. And then we'll be at home on the 16th and 17th of December. On Saturday the 17th, it will be Ugly Sweater Night. So if you have an ugly sweater, okay, put it on, come to the games, and Santa Claus will be there as well. So lots going on here in December. And with that being said, I'm going to have Joe start it out and bring JC up too. So thanks for coming, everybody.
Good morning still? It is still good morning. Yeah, I mess with my team all the time when they come in for afternoon practice, and I go, good morning, and I get an occasional one to respond with good morning, even though it's 4:30. I'm sure you guys won't fall for that. So, well, awesome. We came off of our first indoor track meet this past weekend. I think the number one goals were having some close team chemistry and cheering for each other and supporting each other. Feeling like a unit. Track and field is a very challenging sport to feel combined like a team. It takes a significant intentional effort from the student athletes and the coaches to have that team chemistry. But if you develop it and if you foster that and everyone is pulling for everybody, then the morale of the unit and the energy of the unit just grows and grows. And so I thought for the first meet of the season, they did a nice job of pressing into that. We had we have a pretty big throws group, and it was fun to sit back and watch them. We have some younger throwers, and there was some tentativeness, and people were hitting big marks in practice, and then their first couple throws they were a little bit a couple meters off where they probably should have been. And that's normal, though. That doesn't surprise me as a coach. I mean, it takes a little bit of time to transition the excellence of a practice or the fitness of maybe a physicality into an athletic competition. And so, but it was neat. The momentum grew, the excitement grew, the support grew. And did you hit your? Was it your last throw?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she broke our school record, and the indoor shot was 42 feet 2 inches, and she did that on her last. Yeah, so that's neat. I mean, it's you throw 5 throws and you get a little better each time, and finish with a bang and bring it all at the end. So it was a fun way to kind of wrap up the meet there a little bit. And, we've got a meet this weekend. Leave on Thursday, go down to the University of Wyoming. It's the first time we'll be down there. It's a triangular meet. Wyoming's one of the better schools in the Mountain West Conference, so it's a exciting. It'll be an exciting challenge to, lace up the spikes and put on the shoes to compete against the Division I program. So that's a short-term future for us. All right, any questions? I'm going to let her talk. Would you introduce yourself?
Yeah.
They want to hear from you.
So I'm JC Stubbs. I'm a fourth year industrial engineering student from the Kansas City, Missouri area. I mainly do throws. Indoor is shot put, and then outdoor, my main event is javelin. My athletic career here, I've won the outdoor conference championship for javelin back-to-back now, and then just set the indoor school record for shot put. So I'm looking to get the school record for javelin hopefully this season. The reason I came to Mines is because I really wanted to get a really good education. I was passionate about math and science and wanted to make a difference in the world, so I chose engineering. And then I took a vacation out here to the Black Hills and just fell in love with the campus. And I've loved being here ever since. So I appreciate all your guys' support for the program. It means a lot. So.
What do you plan to do with your career? Did you mention what you want to do with your career?
So industrial engineering, I'm getting a safety minor, so I'm interning with Gaycore this summer for a safety engineering internship, so hopefully that goes well, and then I can just continue in that path and work for them for the rest of my career. So.
I have some questions now. Where is your internship going to be? Do you
It'll
know
be
the location?
in Apple Grove, West Virginia.
Oh,
So they haven't built the facility yet, but I'll be there to help them to start.
awesome. Okay. Do you do any other indoor events besides shot put?
I threw weight last weekend, but I think we're just going to focus on shot put for the rest of the season. So.
Perfect. And then outdoor, is that the same? Just javelin?
I do javelin, discus, and shot put, but probably focus on javelin and shot outdoor.
Did you throw javelin in high school?
Yeah, I did. I had it all 4 years in Missouri. So I started my freshman year of high school, and I've been doing it ever since.
Where at in Missouri?
The Kansas City area, specifically Platte City,
Platte City.
so like 30 minutes away from Liberty.
So I just found out that you and Jess are on the same high school.
Yeah. Yep.
So did you guys plan on coming up here together, or was this a...
No, we each found it on our own, and then we both signed on the same day to this random school in South Dakota.
So are you spin or glide?
So I was gliding, and then I switched to spinning and PR'd by like a meter. So I think I'm gonna stick with spinning.
Thank you.
Popping some college spinner. I
don't even know what that is.
I don't even know what that is.
I won't say how far, but that I was the glide.
Oh, hi, everybody. First, congrats, JC. That's awesome. Congrats to the men on Saturday. That was very, very exciting. I know my youngest stepson was down there right next to Peyton, and Brevin came down, and he was just like, the whole time. He was so excited, and that's all he could talk about the rest of the weekend. So that was an awesome way to cap off a home weekend of our first conference games. We started off against UCCS with our first conference game, and I thought we came out and played really well. We got a great start in the first quarter, which is something we've kind of been emphasizing, and just to get the momentum going and get some flow offensively. And I thought we did a great job of that. We had some players step up, hit a lot of shots, and I thought we played with really great energy, which is another thing we've been emphasizing. If you've followed us the last few years, that's a main point of our program is chemistry and how well we play together on the floor. And with such a new team and such a young team, we've got a lot of players that are still getting adjusted to that, and then just returners kind of figuring out how to meld those young players in. Regis was a little different story. Didn't quite turn out the way we wanted. Didn't play the kind of basketball we wanted to play, but we're 1-1 in conference, and we've got a new challenge this week with Mines and Metro on Friday and Saturday. With Our team this year, like I mentioned, we have some freshmen who've really grown a lot, and the last couple weeks we've asked them to grow up even more and tell them they're not freshmen anymore. Conference is here. It's time to play like upperclassmen with the experience that they've had. And a couple of those are Lauren Herman and Sadea Mansfield, number 33 and number 3. And they're both really fun to coach, really fun to watch. They play hard, they get after it, they're scrappy, and they're nice pieces that we've added to some of our returners. And somebody who's really set that example for them of what it takes to work hard and have a good attitude every day is Madeline Heiser. So I'll bring Mads up. Mads is in her 3rd year here. She's been playing really well for us. We've played, since she's been here, we've played her from the 1 position to the 4 position. She's kind of a Swiss Army knife for us, and will do whatever the team needs. She's extremely unselfish, which kind of goes to the stats Maria read. She had 4 assists and 5 assists in the games this weekend. She knows how to find open teammates. And then the other part that we've added is she knows when to score too. And so we continue to work on that aspect. But like I said, Matt's has done a great job of kind of just showing the younger players, this is how we do things, this is the pace you have to go, the attitude you have to have in practice and in games. And we're really liking the way she's playing right now with her confidence, and that confidence is contagious, especially for our younger players. That being said, I'm going to let Matt talk a little bit. Major, where you're from, future plans, anything else you want to add? Okay.
I'm Madeline Heiser. I'm from Green River, Wyoming. This is my 3rd year here. I'm majoring in pre-health. The goal is to go to med school, and then I want to specialize in women and children's health, specifically OBGYN. And I chose mine just because of the great basketball opportunity to be part of a team that's really special, and then a great education opportunity too.
Matt spent the summer in Rapid this year, working at a variety of different jobs around town, but so that she could work out in the weight room and use our gym. We can't do anything with her, but I think the growth that she made over this summer is evident in the way she started the season. So we're really lucky that she had that opportunity. Any questions for either of us?
Do you have any internships or anything like that with your program?
No, not currently, no.
Do you shadow? Have you talked about shadowing a
Yeah.
doctor? Or
Yeah, I'd like to shadow more in the spring at OBGYN clinic. Get that done.
Well, thank you guys. Hope to see you next weekend with our games against Pueblo and Highlands.
All right. Still morning, Coach. All right. So, yeah, obviously we had a very exciting weekend. Overall, over the last couple of weeks since the last time we've had this luncheon, I've really liked the progress that our group has made. Starting with Montana State Billings, we had a great second half against them. We had, actually, we played Black Hills, and we honestly, in the first half, we didn't have a terrible half. As far as when you go back and watch the film, we got great shots. We actually played pretty decent defense. They were on fire the first half, and a little bit we were cold. I think a little bit was nerves, maybe a little bit, and that's got to be on me a little bit here. So I got to do a better job of getting ready for a big game like that. But in the second half, after we got a chance to kind of regroup at halftime, I was really happy with the way we played in that game in the second half. We went on a 19-point run to start that second half against them. Unfortunately, we were down 28 to start it, so it put in a little dent into it. And we got to 12 once with the ball, and got to 13 again with the ball, and had a chance to get to inside double or single digits there. And but I think one thing, I think it just gave our guys a lot of confidence. It was Black Hills was supposed to be the top of the league this year. Obviously, they were an NCAA tournament team last year, and to see for us to play a half like that against them and make a run like that, I think it showed what we were capable of. And since that point, I think we played with a lot of confidence. We came into the UCCS game, thought we played really well. Unfortunately, we just did not finish it on a strong note. And quite honestly, it wasn't about turnovers. It wasn't really about. We did have a couple defensive breakdowns late. Those happen. You got to find a way to get through those, and we just didn't do that. But we went down the offensive end. We had 3 opportunities with great shots, If we make one of them, the game's over. And we win, probably shooting free throws at the end. And we executed extremely well, was really happy with the way we executed our sets, got the looks that we wanted, ball just didn't go in the hole. And so, we talked about that. Again, it was a kind of a new experience for us a little bit this year. And, we just talked about how we got to finish games better. Well, the next night, we got that opportunity again. We were up late. We're actually up 8 at one time, and then we were up 5 with, I think, 24 seconds to go. They hit a huge three. I thought we defended it pretty well. It goes in and out, up in the air, and then back through. So, it gets them to 2. And then we didn't take care of the ball real well. Kind of maybe expected the officials to make a call. And, if you play enough basketball, never expect an official to make a call. And nothing against them, but that's just the way it is. Sometimes they're going to suck on that whistle and not blow it. And you got to be more secure with that basketball. So it was a good lesson. Fortunately, we learned it on a high note of being able to win the game and not costing us the game. And like we said, we've had some really good performances. The reason I brought Trace is because Trace just had a great performance this weekend, obviously shooting the ball. But he also has played really well for us through, honestly, this whole semester. He's done some great things. He comes off the bench for us. He is our utility guy. He has played every position 1 through 4. Only 5. I don't think we've tried yet the 5, have we? Okay. So I mean, he's a guy. He's extremely basketball savvy. He comes from Gillette, Wyoming. If you know anything about Campbell County High School, they're a big basketball school, and just a really savvy basketball mind. And so I'm able to try him. Last year we had him at the 4. He stepped in when we had some injuries. And he was able to step in some big moments, and we got the big win at New Mexico Highlands when he was playing that spot. Guarding guys that are bigger than him, and then just making some really good plays. And then this year again, he's played every position except I don't think we've tried yet the 4 this year yet. But we did ask him to play the point a little bit for about a minute and a half to end the game. So he's a guy that I really have a lot of faith in when it comes to defensive positioning. He's very good with his positioning. He defends the ball really well. He's probably not the quickest guy on the floor, but he knows how to play and use his length, and he's really has come a long ways in playing defense, and that's one of the reasons why I feel good about putting him on the floor in tight situations. And we've had some really good runs when I've had to put some other guys down, sit down and let them calm down a little bit or something. He's been a nice steady force for us, and we've gone on some nice runs with him in the game, and he's a big part of that. The reason why we do that. So we're excited for what he's doing for us this year. But before I bring him up, any questions with our current games that we've just played or anything from this weekend? None? Yeah.
Well, obviously that last play, when you diagram that on the sidelines and it works,
Yep.
it probably feels pretty good because lots of times in those situations you come back out and the defense will do something to where that play won't work and you have to do something
Yeah,
else.
and well, usually in those times, players just got to make plays. You try to put it in the guy's hands that you know that is capable. Brevins, probably with the basketball in our hands is one of the most dynamic players right now. He's extremely fast with the ball, and we knew it with 5 seconds to go, and basically having the full length of the floor to go. If we could get it in his hands, he could get all the way to the rim with it. And so, but I also knew that if they were probably going to try to take him away early on the inbounds play, so we wanted to get it to somebody else and let him then maybe run, since they'd be in a deny position, he could get a run at it and go. And unfortunately it worked out. And if it didn't, then Mort, who is not the fastest guy on the floor, was going to have to try to take it. So, but I kind of figured Mort would probably be open. Okay, and so we kind of rolled the dice with that. Yeah, unfortunately, yes, it did work out. And we kind of tried to do some in regulation with it the same way. We didn't quite get it as clean as we wanted to. We had a lot less time. We only had like 2.4 seconds. And we just didn't get a real clean handoff on it. And so fortunately we got a second chance at it. And it worked out a lot better. Anybody else? Yeah.
I was surprised you went on the left side.
Well, the ball was on the left side. The ball was on the left side.
I thought maybe you talked about it, and it was the shortest distance, obviously.
Yeah, it was the shortest distance there.
But if I'm on the other side of the bench, I'm going, they're going to have to come down the right side. So
Yeah.
that was a good move.
But Brevin, he likes to shoot it with his right hand on the left side.
I
That
know.
makes a lot of sense.
That's fine.
Right, Trace? We all know it.
Did he shoot it with his right
right hand then? Or was
What's
it-
that?
It was left-handed though, wasn't it? Right?
No, he was with his right hand.
Well, what age?
So, great question, Coach. All right, well, okay, well, let me bring Trace up here and let him tell a bit. You got the whole spiel of what you got to say.
Yeah. So I'm Trace Olson from Gillette, Wyoming. I'm majoring in industrial engineering. I chose the School of Mines because I really like the culture of everybody at the school, even the sports teams, so with the classmates, everything. I also chose it because it's a really great education. What I want to do with industrial engineering is I'd like to work around Rapid City, between Rapid City and Gillette, because I just love the area. Trying to get an internship at Black Hills Energy, so yeah, thank you guys for all your support. I really do appreciate it. Yes, sir.
If, and maybe both of you can talk, but just talk about maybe a little bit how influential Carter Kirk is with what you've got going on in your degree.
With Dr. Kirk, I would consider him like my academic coach. Like, I really love the guy. He always tells me to call him whenever I need to. I can visit with him anytime, and he's just really helpful in the classroom. He just seems like he's just like a second coach for me in academics. So that's what I love about him.
Anything else?
Internships.
I'm working on it. I haven't had any yet. I'm working on it. Like I said, I'm trying to get one at Black Hills Energy. If not, I'm trying to find somewhere in Rapid City, anywhere really. But I'd like to be in Rapid City. So.
You've actually gone back to the ranch and worked the last couple of summers, haven't you?
A little bit, yep. It's not fun, but after.
You redshirted your first year, correct?
Yep.
Would you describe that as being beneficial into working yourself into the system
So yeah, redshirting was really very beneficial for me because I was still pretty skinny right now, but I was really skinny back then. Wasn't quite call myself a man yet, so I ended up being a team. But I got to learn from a lot of upperclassmen my freshman year. Just getting to know the system and getting to play college basketball. So.
Nothing but good things to say about Coach Klein.
Right. That's right.
Got one.
Yes, sir.
How are the Campbells this year?
I don't know. I don't think they played a game yet.
No, they haven't played yet.
I don't think so.
Oh,
I think
right.
their first tournament's this weekend. They know.
Yeah. And the rivalry with the other school now that you got two schools in Gillette.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Well, we still don't like Sheridan. Let's just say that. We really don't like Thunder Basin. So I mean, I got to experience it my senior year really well, junior year. So
Yeah.
we don't like those guys.
All right. Well, we head off to Denver this weekend. We've got Colorado Mines on Friday, and they're a very veteran team. They've got 6 guys that are 6-year seniors with COVID, and so they've got a ton of experience. That they're playing really well, and it's just. But for us, I mean, with our pre-conference schedule, as I told our guys, there's no reason for us to go in intimidated. We haven't seen anybody that's going to be any tougher than the teams that we've already seen in pre-conferences. So. We're excited to go down there and get a great opportunity to go on their floor and hopefully play well. And then the next night we have Metro State, and Metro's got a new coach. A few of the same players, but they got a lot of new faces as well, as it usually happens with a new coach that comes in. And they're kind of finding their stride. They had a rough game Friday night over in Utah, and then they made a heck of a comeback the next night. They went to Mesa and beat Mesa at Mesa, and that doesn't happen very often. So. It's going to be 2 really good games for us to play. I really feel like, though, if we play like we've been playing and maybe even take another step forward in some areas that we know we got to get better at, I think there'll be 2 very competitive games, and we'd love to at least get UIC on the road, at least try to get a split, and if we can get one on Friday night, try to get an opportunity to get 2. So we're excited to get down there and do it. Thank you very much.
One thing that we forget that's going on right now for all of our student athletes, and I know there's some other student athletes in here as well, is the pressure that they're under right now. This is the week before finals, which sometimes is almost worse than finals week, and I understand that too. So they are really hitting the books hard right now, and then they're expected to perform on the court or throw the shot put, and so they, what they do, I mean, that's why they're special kids. And the amount of time they put in and on the books and on the floor. And so the best part though is after this crunch time, then you get to come back and you don't have books to worry about, and all you get to do is focus on your friends in basketball and track for a little while, and which I understand that too. So that's just one thing I just want to mention because it is hard, and I understand that, you guys. So great job to all of them for the work and energy that they put in. So a big thanks to Peach Ranch for hosting, like they always do. I think it's everybody's favorite. So go back for seconds, thirds, or fourth, or whatever number you're on. Nobody's counting, okay? And then we'll see you the 16th and 17th. Please don't forget your ugly sweaters and come to visit Santa, okay? Thank you for coming today. We appreciate it. Couldn't do what we do without you. We'll see you soon.